Alright, today we're going to be teaching you how to score a typical and a non-typical whitetail. Let's get into it. Alright, so first thing that you're going to need is a flexi tape. These work way better than anything else you can use, but let's get into the typical whitetail. So first, I always measure the beams, always measure on the outside. Alright, so we got 21 for the first beam, and now we're going to go do the other side. Alright, we got 20 for the second beam. So after you got those, you add those up and then you'll start doing the tines. Alright, and then you don't measure this one because you did it when you got the beam. Alright, now we gotta move on to the other side. Alright, and you skip that. Alright, so we got all of our length measurements. Now we gotta get the mass of the beams. So you'll go in between here, 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 and here, and you only do 4 measurements, 4 mass measurements. So you take the 4 like thickest parts, which will usually be in a row. So let's start with this side. Start with the base. Alright, then we're going to move on to the other side. Alright, so now we got to take our inside spread. So you measure from the longest point from this side to this side. So this one will probably be here. Measure it to here. Which is 20 1/4. So, alright, so once you add all that up, this typical whitetail scored 148. That's an insane number for a typical, but now we gotta learn how to score a non-typical, so let's go over here.
We just scored the typical, so now we're gonna score the non-typical, and it's really just the same, just he has some other stuff going on, like he's not all in line with everything. Like this split is not the exact same as this, and everything's just like, and he has the kicker, has a split brow tine. So let's get started with this one. The main Now I'm going to start with the brow tines. For the brow tines, you do Alright, so now we got to do the mass measurements. We'll start on the left beam. Three and a half. Alright, so let's go to the right beam. And there we go. Oh, then inside spread. Should be 18 and a half. Yep, 18 and a half. Alright, so on this buck, we got 185.25, but we got his record sheet for my county that I hunt in Wisconsin, and he is 182 1/8. Gross net, he is 176 1/8. He is considered a non-typical firearm in year 2024, and he is in a Boone and Crockett record book. So, yeah.